Everybody come to the Kulibai. Hey, Ken, you know I'm my body. I just realized this thing, you know, soldier. Yeah, my boy. For real. Here Me just realized me's a coolie boy. Me I got sing some song like a coolie boy. Some school, some bun like a coolie boy. When me beat some liquor like a coolie boy. Me not go wine for no man like a coolie boy. Like eat with my hand, me's a coolie boy. Me like make a kip, me's a coolie boy. Box and rape, me as a coolie boy. Screw some bun, me's a coolie boy. Me never shame, me's a coolie boy. Wine out that time, me's a coolie boy. Singing me nose, me's a coolie boy. Everybody come to the Coolie Boy dance, Coolie Boy dance, to the Coolie Boy dance. Finally, and the Coolie Boy chance, Coolie Boy dance, to the Coolie Boy dance. Girl and love how the Coolie Boy dance, Coolie Boy dance, to the Coolie Boy dance. Everybody come to the Coolie Boy dance. In the wedding house with me dal puri, in a me hand 2.5 puri. Pick up me leaf with me 7 curry. Faster than sweet rice, can't miss me. Me like big bite when liquor bite me. When lick start pass, so you can't see me. Rock bush when them start bank me. Bougie, RG and even Chachi. Screw some ball, me's a coolie boy. Me never shame, me's a coolie boy. Wine out that time, me's a coolie boy. Singing me nose, me's a coolie boy. So the Coolie Boy dance, to the Coolie Boy dance. Everybody come to the Coolie Boy dance, Coolie Boy dance, to the Coolie Boy dance. Finally, at the Coolie Boy chance, Coolie Boy dance, to the Coolie Boy dance. Girl, I love how the Coolie Boy dance, Coolie Boy dance, to the Coolie Boy dance. Everybody come to the Coolie Boy. Plant my price and catch good price. Rum shop full cars, everything nice. When me go home, me not go beat my wife. Straight to the pot for me doll and rice. Dig up them king cutter, as some hard worker. But me sorry better, housework more harder. Mousy and wait and prepare for give you pressure. Me know you weary cha-cha, go man boss pata. Screw some balls, me's a coolie boy. Me never shame, me's a coolie boy. Wine out that time, me's a coolie boy. Singing me nose, me's a coolie boy. So the Coolie Boy dance, so the Coolie Boy dance. Everybody come to the Coolie Boy dance, Coolie Boy dance, so the Coolie Boy dance. Finally, and the Coolie Boy chance, Coolie Boy dance, so the Coolie Boy dance. Girl, I love how the Coolie Boy dance, Coolie Boy dance, so the Coolie Boy dance. Everybody come to the Coolie Boy, Coolie Boy.
It always seems impossible until it's done. Nelson Mandela. Salam, namaste, and good evening to everyone joining us on Facebook, YouTube, and on Island Zone Radio. Tonight, we will get to know the man behind Sybil's Bakery, his journey and his story. We're also awaiting the story of Mystic, and we will update you on that in a few. Here is our chance to win a special box compliments of Badesi Caribbean food specialists serving our community for over 40 years. It's a holiday box filled with goodies to make every meal a little sweeter during the holidays. And here's your chance. Last week we spoke to Big Rich. Who did he say he will like to work with one day? Again, that question is, last week we spoke to Big Rich. Who did he say he would like to work with one day? And while you answer that question, here's a message from our sponsors.
Hibiscus has been a flagship restaurant in our community for a very long time. Come dine with us and enjoy our excellent food, drinks, and service at any one of our many locations. We are located on 12418 101 Avenue and 22113 Jamaica Avenue. Hibiscus at Elliott's on the Mile in Freeport is one of our newest locations, along with 12402 Rockaway Boulevard. In Guyana at 91 Middle Street, Georgetown. Bring your family and friends and come visit us soon.
Kai Chu Restaurant has been serving our community for over 25 years. We offer an enticing selection of West Indian traditional dishes along with a fully stocked bar. Bring your family and friends to our newly renovated dining room to celebrate your special occasion or event with us. We do catering and we also deliver. Kai Chu has 2 locations to choose from. Support our community and eat local.
If there's one place that makes hair removal a pleasant experience, it's the Sugar Bar NYC. Specializing in the art of body sugaring, utilizing a sugar gel for the most gentle, organic hair removal. Our method of hair removal is all natural. The paste is just sugar, lemon, and water. We also have specialized in acne, scarring and hyperpigmentation treatments. We provide sugaring services, waxing services, and laser hair removal services. We also provide body contouring services, Botox and fillers.
Flamingo Restaurant and Mantra Lounge. We are NYC's premier Caribbean restaurant and lounge, specializing in authentic West Indian, Chinese, and Caribbean cuisine. Open every day for lunch and late nights. For delivery, find us on Uber Eats, Grubhub, Seamless, and DoorDash. Visit our rooftop lounge upstairs on the weekends for a fun-filled night. We cater and take bookings for private events. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Flamingo Mantra. Our address is 120-06 Rockaway Boulevard, telephone 7188351000.
He's a special person, and it gives me great honor tonight to introduce to you for the first time on Get Real with Shameeza, Mr. Bernard Cookie. Viburt Bernard Cookie. I got it right. How are you? Good evening to you and welcome.
Thank you for having me there, Shameeza.
You know, I want to share a story with you before we get into it. Ever since I started Get Real with Shameeza, you were one of the first people on my list to interview.
Really?
So tonight is a special night because tonight I get that opportunity to have you on the show. It took me 2.5 long years, but here you are tonight, and I'm truly, truly happy that you're here tonight. So for anyone that do not know who you are, please introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Viburt Bernard. They call me Cookie. That's what I'm famous for. I'm the owner of Sybil's Bakery Incorporated right now. My mom was the original founder, and she passed away quite a few years ago. So I'm trying to keep things going.
Definitely keep things going. Now, Sybil's Bakery has been around since the early 80s. So well over 30 something years you have been around.
40 something years now we've been around.
Right. And your mom started, like you said, she is Sybil, right? She's the
Correct.
one who started this whole thing. And Sybil has a presence here in New York, Florida. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. Sybil's we're in Hillside Avenue. That's our original store. And we are in Liberty Avenue here, where I am, and we're in Florida now.
Exactly. Now, the name Cookie,
Uh-huh.
it's a very special name. Can you tell us how you got that name Cookie?
Everybody wants to know that. Well, I got the name because I was the firstborn in my family, and I was the first nephew to all my aunts. I had a lot of aunts, and so I was precious to them. So they gave me that nickname, and it kind of stuck with me.
Now,
over
it
the
has
years.
something to do with you were cute,
that
like a cookie.
was
Uh,
once upon
um,
a that was once upon a time, Shameeza. Once upon a time, yeah. Maybe I was a cute baby then. I don't know.
yeah, I'm sure there was a reason behind it because you just don't call anyone Cookie, right? It had to do with something, you being cute or something, I'm sure. And
Well, to
that's
them
how
I was
the name
precious. To them I was
came about.
precious.
Do
Yeah,
you
to them I
have
was
a
very
cookie?
precious.
Sorry?
To them I was precious, so they gave me that name.
Precious, right?
Yeah,
Cute and precious.
yeah, yeah.
Good. Now do you have anything in the in at Sybil's that's cute and precious that we can say, hey, a cookie that represents Viburt?
Um, what do you mean? I don't get what you
Do you
mean.
have anything in the store that's like a representation of you or of maybe your mom?
But I lately put out a plaque on the building there. It's a
Yes.
picture of my mother because many people don't know who she really was. And so I'm trying to put her out there so people know now because she's been gone for like 25 years. And she was very famous in Brooklyn. She was very popular in Brooklyn. She ran the Brooklyn store. So a lot of people in Queens don't know who she was. So I just put a plaque out there in the stores now with a picture on it to let them know who she was.
I will definitely take a look next time I'm
Yeah,
in the
yeah. It's
store.
not a big plaque, it's a small plaque, but it's something for
Yeah.
people to know who she was because she deserved the recognition.
Yes. Now you grew up with 8 siblings.
Yeah.
What was it like growing up in a family with 8 other siblings, you being the eldest of those siblings?
Yeah, it's always been like a responsibility, because my mom was a single parent for a very long time. And I was being the older one, I was always like her lieutenant, like a right hand man. So whatever I have to go to the market, I have to help wash, I have to help cook, whatever I had to do to help the rest of the kids. And like I'm a father to my younger siblings up to this day.
Yeah, I'm guessing that responsibility is huge.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
being the eldest and also your mom being a single mom.
Right. Yeah.
Right, I'm sure it was a lot, and I'm sure there are many people who has been in that situation, maybe not with 8 siblings, but they've had to take on responsibilities like that in life, and I'm sure it's not an easy task. But knowing someone like you, right, who is here today to tell this story, to see that hey, if he can do it, I can do it too, right?
Hey, if she could do it, that's what I tell my female staff that work with me sometimes. They have a hard time. I say, listen, you can do it because my mom came here with 9 children on her own, and she
She
did
did
it.
it.
Yeah, so it's not impossible. And so I feel like I could never be as strong as she was because I don't know if I could do that because keeping things going is not as hard as starting it. You know what I mean? So
Right.
especially when you got a lot of burden to bear. So she really handled up really nicely. She didn't have a long, long life, but she did what she had to do and she got it done.
She got it done, and she got it done beautifully because there is a legacy now of Sybil's that is unique, that is known for quality household bakery items and so many things. Like Sybil's is a household name. I can
Yeah.
remember living in Seattle for many years, and as soon as I got off the plane, my first stop was Sybil's,
Oh yeah.
right? And I
A lot of people
feel
tell
that
me that.
yes, that's a story of many people that I know that
Yeah.
lived in other parts of the US. From the
Yeah.
time they get here, their first stop. And I've been at Sybil several times and I see people from out of state, they're getting, I call it like their collection, right? They have to get that tennis roll and the
Yes.
Solara and they get all
Yes.
their goodies and they just pack it. And I'm like, when are you going to be done for now?
You
You
know,
know?
I have to give a lot of credit to my staff. Let me tell you, I have to give
Yes.
a lot of credit to my staff. All the kudos go out to them. You know, we try to maintain a certain quality. We try to maintain certain amount of service to our customers. You know, we being part of this community for so long, and what we do, and the need that the community has for it, and the kind of support that we get really keeps us going. You know, uh, everybody's trying to do their best all the time to keep. When a customer comes from far away and they want something like a fudge or a piece of cake that somebody asked them to get, we want to have it. We want to have everything when they come, so they don't go back disappointed in any way, wherever they're coming from. So
They
I got to
always
give a lot of credit to my staff again, because they come here every morning, early in the morning, and they're cranking up, and you know, everybody's just doing what they have to do to keep things going.
And speaking of your staff, I know, Viburt, we've had conversations and you've mentioned that it's not only about you and what you guys do, but it's about having, a very dedicated, having very dedicated people around you. And that really is your staff, right?
Without them, who would I? Where would I be? Where would I be without them? I need them. I have to have them. I love them too. I try to keep them close. You know, keep them happy. Keep them
And
making a
and
decent living. You know, and so we can continue doing this.
going into many like your locations here on Hillside and on Liberty Avenue, I can tell you their faces that I go in, and every time they have the biggest smiles. They've been there forever, and when they greet you, it's the biggest smiles. They always look pleasant, like they're happy to be there, and it tells a lot about you and your establishment.
Yeah. My production staff, they don't get much recognition, the production people, but they do a hell of a job back there. You know, they're not seen by the customers really, but they're doing a hell of a job in the back there, producing all this wonderful work, so we could get it out there. You know, to our customers. When customers leave and they're happy, or I get good telephone calls, customers are satisfied customers. That's what keeps me going. You know, I love to have that. I love to know my people can come here and expect it to have certain things all the time, and we have it, and in
Yeah.
good quality.
And I know over the years you have expanded, right? You started a whole vegetarian
Yeah.
section, Veggie Castle. Do you have any other plans to have anything else that's a part of Sybil's that caters to a different spectrum of people?
Well, I don't have any plans at the moment. You know, I'm not getting younger. I'm getting older. So, but I'm trying to do whatever we can do. VeggieCast is one of our babies. You know, it started out like
Yes.
10 or 15 years ago. What happened was my mom gave me that idea because I was helping her with a store in Brooklyn in 1996. And so on her block, there was a White Castle that went out of business, you know, because of being in a Caribbean neighborhood. I guess they weren't doing enough sales, so they had closed down for a couple of years. And so my mom said to me, "Why don't you take over that White Castle and, you know, name it Veggie Castle and sell vegetarian food? You know, you have a lot of Rastafarians in the neighborhood and stuff like that." So I did that, and it worked, but it was a lot for me. So I decided to bring it to Queens instead. But it really started in Brooklyn.
It started in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
What surprised me about it is that it's one of a very few type of establishment that we've had here that started quite a few years ago, and it worked. Like most people will think twice to bring something like that on Liberty Avenue,
I know.
and you took the chance, like you said, it was your mom's idea, and it definitely works. I
I
can
had
tell you,
I had my own doubts that it would work, but no, you know what? It worked out. People came
yeah.
from Brooklyn. People came from Brooklyn to support because they like the food, they need the food, you know, and it's all natural foods we sell, you know, for Veggie Castle.
I have a friend who, if I'm not feeling well and he speaks to me and I'm like a little bit stuffy, he says, "Listen, I'll bring you a juice from Veggie Castle." And he
Or
goes
the number
there and
one juice.
yes, and he tells the guy it's something with like ginger and orange, and he whips it up, and then he just delivers it to my
Yeah,
house.
we do
So
some fantastic juices also, and people love it. We have a lot of remedies, you know.
yeah,
Um,
definitely. And so I want to take a few comments. I see Sophia says that's what I love about Sybil's. They're the only store on Liberty that has kind staff, always helpful.
who said that?
Sophia Rahman.
Oh, thank you so much.
And we also have Bina. She says, so true. Likes to visit Sybil whenever I visited USC.
Okay, good, nice.
Yeah, so we have quite a few people who are watching that. I know that they frequent Sybil's and they love there. Now, let's talk a little bit about you as a person. What does your daily life look like when you get up to the end of the day? What does Cookie's day look like?
It's a very simple, very simple. When I get up in the morning, I have my breakfast, whatever. I get ready for work, and I'm at work. And I'm here unless I have to leave to do something on the road. I'm here mostly all day with my staff, you know, just working with them. And that's what I do. If I have appointments to see the doctor or something, I take care of that. But I'm back at work. If I'm not at work, I'm not that happy. I like to be at work. I like to be here, Liberty Avenue. Liberty Avenue is our, you know, is our, it's our avenue. You know what I mean? And we love it. I
Yeah,
love it here. I've been here over 30 years on Liberty Avenue now, and it's
yes.
really development to
That's
something
your
else.
place. That's like home, right?
It's
That's where
home.
you
So
look
no
forward.
matter where I go, I want to get back. I want to get back home. You
Yes.
know.
What do you do for fun other than being at work? I know you spend a lot of your time there, but what relaxes a Viburt?
You know, like when you invited me to that, you give me the presentation, the award presentation. I do a lot of stuff like that now. I go to a place where I get invited. I go out and I just have a couple of drinks and relax. Usually, that's what I do. That's what I do.
And
I really don't do anything much. I used to be like a party animal when I'm in the younger years, you know, but especially in the 80s, 90s. But now it's kind of cool down a little bit.
oh, how now it surprises me that you used to party. Like I can't see that. The many times that I've met you, always such a calm person, always, very, very calm, very thick. So I can't see that part. I mean, I would have liked to see that part of you maybe
You have to
back
be
in the
much
days.
younger.
Yes. Uh, what motivates you?
What motivates me? I like being of service to people, you know? That motivates me. I like being of service to people.
That's a great answer.
That's what I'm in the service business, and I love being of service to people. I used to go to Guyana during the holiday season, take stuff down for the kids and hand out stuff, and I did it for many years. I used to go down with the doctors that we do service to the community. You know, a lot of health services. Like watch with Guyana Watch, and I like doing stuff like that. That's what motivates me the most, and I think it's a good thing because people need to be looked at. People need service. People need people to take care of them.
If
But
you could,
serving the
if,
community is what I love doing. I can go to the counter, work with my staff, and I get pleasure in just taking care of customers. Uh, tending to them. That's what I get. I get a kick out of that.
your fish sandwich. Now, many people have tried to replicate that fish sandwich in the community, and no one can get it as right as Sybil's does.
Really, it's not that hard.
What what is it about your fish sandwich? Is there a secret ingredient in there? Like what was the idea behind? Who came up with the idea for a fish sandwich and perfect it like that?
Well, years ago, I had a guy working with me called his name was Maurice, and I remember he first said we should make fish and bread, right? And I mean, to put fish in a bread and give it to somebody, it's kind of like, it's kind of, I don't like that. So we decided to add things to it, condiments to it,
Yes.
lettuces, and make it work. And so I don't know. I haven't had anybody else's fish sandwich, but we saw quite a few of those, and people like it.
You know what's funny? I think what it is that I rave about it. So we have other businesses who will say, "Hey, Shameeza, try this one," because I know that you rave about that one.
Yeah.
And I have to say that that fish sandwich is one that I keep going back to. The chicken sandwich is good too.
Yeah, but
The
the fish is
chicken,
what we're known for.
yes, exactly.
Yeah. But
Um,
we use bangamiri, on our sandwiches.
yes,
They bring fish, we buy fish from Guyana, and we use that, and we use they'll season it properly and make sure it's nice because it's one of our number one items.
yeah. I see. Arnaz says that you have the best tennis roll with Guyana cheese. It's a
Girl, let me tell you something. If I go to Guyana, I take tennis rolls because my friend says to me, "You don't bring any tennis rolls?" I'm like, "Okay." So instead of taking gifts to people, I take a suitcase filled with tennis rolls. I think they prefer that because
yeah.
we try to keep. What happened? I have to talk about my uncle who started this business and taught us how to do these things. Right?
Yes.
When my mother left Guyana, she let my uncle came to get us. Some of the 9 children left in a little low G. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
so my mother's brother came to get some of us to, I say, rescue us, because that to me that's what it was. We were just like I was 12 years old. I was the oldest, right? And so he took us up to, I don't know if you heard, Linden.
Yes, of
Well,
course.
in the days it was called Mackenzie and Wismar, right? And so he took me and my three of my brothers up there with him to take care of us, to look about us. But he had a bakery. So when we got there, we were put to work because it's a bakery. You gotta keep doing things. You just can't be around not doing anything. So, but my uncle was special. He would go to Georgetown and get the best bakers he can find and bring them up to Linden, right?
Right.
So they would always be of high quality bakers. They bake quality stuff. Tennis rolls, we kept the recipe from back in the 60s. So we still
Wow.
do the same, you still do the same recipe now. And I'm proud of our tennis rolls because the guys that he had worked for him, being that they knew what quality was, I grew up amongst quality products,
And it,
pineapple tarts, tennis rolls, cheese rolls, bread, whatever they made it with quality. So that quality stuck with us. And we started Sybil's because my uncle, he first came up here to Canada and started to make some bread and stuff in the basement in my brother's house. He was on vacation, but he would do this work because a lot of his friends knew what he did, and they would ask him, "Could you make some bread for us? Could you make some tennis rolls for us?" So he started doing that. So one weekend, my mom took us over to Canada to visit, right? And we saw what he was doing, and we needed an idea to do something because my mom she didn't want to be collecting welfare or food stamps and all these things. That's not us, right? So we decided we're gonna come back because we knew the work. Me and my brothers knew the work from living in his bakery for all those years back in Guyana. So we decided to buy some flour and some shortening, whatever, and whatever ingredients we needed, and we started to work in my mom's kitchen in Far Rockaway back in 1976, just to try something. I have a cousin of mine from Brooklyn in the time. He would come on Friday afternoons and he would get stuff from us and he would take to his friends in Brooklyn. In those days, I don't know if there were any Guyanese bakeries around in those days. I'm not sure. But I knew one thing. We were the first ones in Queens. There may have been one or two in Brooklyn. I'm not sure. Maybe not. But his friends would buy the stuff. They was happy for the stuff. They would craving for the stuff from their home, right? And so we started to supply his friends in Brooklyn. Then later on, my mother saved up money enough to, get our first store in Hillside Avenue after 2 years, right? And that's how we started out. We were glad to know that we got support from
yeah.
a lot of people.
So your uncle is the one who
I
came
got
up with the
big
idea, who
big shout
started
out
it
to
all.
him. Yeah, he's the one. He's the one.
Is the one? Is he still around
Well, they're still in Canada.
here in Canada? And does he?
Norman Sue Bakery. His brother, my other uncle, had a bakery. Have a bakery there. He passed away a few years ago, but his children took over now. His daughters took over, and so they're still going in Toronto with that.
Yeah. So if you're in
That's
Toronto,
close to
guys, you're
50 years.
watching.
Huh?
What was for our viewers who are watching in Toronto? Check out that bakery as
Oh yeah,
well.
Norman Sue Bakery. They know. They all know. He's been there for quite a while now.
Yeah, Sharda. I see Sharda says her brother always bring her pastries. She's from Canada.
Oh yeah, and they
So
bring from his pastries. Okay,
yes,
all right.
her
Yeah,
brother lives here
pretty
in
well
New
known.
York. I'm guessing when he goes to Canada, he takes pastries from Sybil's for her.
To Canada.
Um,
Yeah, I know. People do that all the time.
yes. Uh, now, it's a beautiful story that you just shared there with us. I heard some things in that story that just stands out to me. I heard you speak about the recipe from 1960,
60s. Yeah.
right? Do you know who originally started that recipe? Grandma, grandpa?
I'd have to give that a recognition to my uncle, the same one. His name was Neville Sue Kamling. Neville, he's Chinese, half Indian. My grandma
Oh,
was Indian. His father was Chinese. But
got it.
he's the one who brought a recipe here, in other words, because when I went to
Yeah.
Canada, he showed us the recipe. He showed us what to do, what the recipe was. He even came
Yeah.
over here and gave us a hand, to start us out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great uncle. I have like some great uncles. They really helped us.
You said that's the uncle that made you look at quality,
Yes,
right? And
yes,
one
yes.
of the things that I know of Sybil's, and I've been in this country for 20 plus years, and I've been going to Sybil's. There's consistency, quality, and the other thing is it's one of the only places that comes closest to home cooked food.
Oh yeah.
Um, almost everything that I have at Seville's, I feel like I'm eating in my mom's kitchen because it doesn't feel commercial. Like, hey, it's like, this big batch of stuff that was made. Everything feels like it was a small batch, handmade to perfection, and it just has that taste of home.
Thank you for saying that, Shameeza. I appreciate that. Well, again, we try hard. We really look. When it comes to ingredients, I don't hold back on buying ingredients to put in my foods and my products because we try to use the best ingredients. Our thing is longevity. We can't fall short now after all these years of providing the service. We can't fall short now. We have to hold up to all the things you're saying here, and
Yeah,
all the good things you're saying here. We have to hold up to that standard all the time. We can't drop the ball now. It's been too long. We don't want to lose our reputation. So we try to hold on
definitely.
to it. We try to hold on to it. My staff is getting older. Some of my employees are getting older now because they've been with me over 30 years, some of them. I've
30
already had
plus
I've
years.
already had people that worked with me for 30 years that retired already. A couple of my
Yeah.
girls retired. Yeah, they're working for 30 years. One that retired like 5 years ago. One that retired during COVID. I miss them, but they work very hard.
I want to tell you this comment from Farah. She says, "Food cooked with love and served with love." I think she said
Absolutely.
it. She said it perfectly. Um, Mr. Viburt, if you had to choose one place to live other than the U.S., if you could choose any place else other than the U.S. to live, where would you choose, and why?
I would choose my home, Shamiza, because home, I have my people there. I feel comfortable. I've traveled quite a few places already, but I like going home I like going home better than anything else. I would think it would be Guyana. I haven't lived any place else other than United States and Guyana. So I'm not sure how it would be living in those places. And I don't want to be living in places that they don't really want me there. I'd rather be close to where I'm comfortable.
You mentioned when you go back to Guyana, you take tennis role, right?
Yeah.
And other things. Do you plan on ever starting a Sybil's in Guyana?
I'm trademarked there. As of now, I have a trademark there for Sybil's trademark. But my brothers talk about it all the time, but it gets kicked under the rug. For now, because we have our hands filled right here. But they
I
talk
know.
about it all the time. I don't know how old they think they are, but they have this way of thinking, oh, we go to Guyana, we open the Sybil's down there, it's good for the name and da. So who knows?
Who knows? Maybe just one day you'll decide. Now I know that you have a few siblings are still part of the business until this
Yeah.
day. How many of the siblings are still part of the business until today?
Out of 9, about 6 of us.
6 of you guys are still
I
managing
lost
the
one
day.
brother back in 1995 in Brooklyn. So that's one brother short. So and I have almost everybody else in the business. My other siblings, except for one of us, the rest of them in the business. They work
Yeah.
between Miami, Florida, Fort Lauderdale here. My store, and we have another store in Brooklyn also that my sister owns. It's called Island Express.
Okay.
It's a branch of Sybil's. Island
Very
Express.
nice.
Yeah, it's inspired
And
by Sybil's also. It's just that it shows a different name for it, but it's just like a Sybil's. My
it's a
mom's
Sybil's
spirit
as
still
well.
lives in there.
Yeah. So it's still a family-owned business,
Yeah.
and it's ran and owned by family members. And who do you see? Do you have any? If you had to choose someone right now, immediate family that had to just take over and do it all, can you see yourself letting go anytime soon and just give it over to
So let me go. I have a son here with me who's working here with me. One of
your
my
son?
sons, my
Wow.
eldest son, Brian. He's a very excellent baker. He knows all that work. I'm hoping that one day, if something happens to me, he can make the wise decision of trying to continue the business. But you can't force your kids to do things, right? But I hope one day
No?
I'll continue as long as I can. But I hope one day I can't make it anymore. He will decide to try and continue with it somehow or the other. Because our community, is a good community, and we love it. We love providing the service to the community, and we want to keep our name in the community for as long as we
Yeah.
can, because we're proud of this community. We really, really are. We are very proud. I am. I love Liberty Avenue. I love the whole Richmond Hill area, South Ozone Park. It's like my home. When I'm in Guyana, I say I have to go home. When I'm here, I said I want to go
You have
home.
to go home.
You know how it is.
uh you said that you're proud, but we are actually very proud of you and that establishment. It's a landmark for many of us, and we look forward to visiting Sybil's. And tonight, before you leave us, there's one question that I would like to ask. You speak a lot of community and service and your staff, which are all great things. And, I'm proud to sit here and listen to you speak so humbly about all these things that are very, very important. But you as a person, what do you want your legacy to be?
I just want to be known for what I do here, and we try to employ people, or people try to employ them. We have over 60 people working here. And it makes me proud to employ them, and that's what I want to be known for, to helping out the young people and providing the service that we do. That's all.
Definitely. Is there anything that you'd like to share with us tonight that I haven't asked you about? Or do you have any questions from me tonight?
I'd asked your husband already how long you've been doing this. He said a couple of years, and I just hope you could continue. I want to get to watch the shows, be part of your shows more, and keep watching them, and hopefully you can continue doing what you do. Anything I
Thank
want
you.
to say special is to the community. I would like to tell them thanks for all the years of supporting us. Thank you so much. You'll be really, really appreciated we appreciate it, and I'd like you to know that we'll be here trying to provide this service as long as I can.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Again, thank you for everything that you do for our community and for being a presence here in our community. And we look forward to Sybil's Bakery on
Shameeza,
every
thank you for
visit.
inviting me on the show. I really, really appreciate it. It's a great honor for me. Thank you so much. And you presented me with such a beautiful award. I really came out of left field. I didn't know, but thank you for that too. That was a great, great ceremony. I really enjoyed myself.
Thank you very much. You have a happy holiday and good evening.
Okay, thank you, darling.
Thank you. All right, and here is a few message.
Hibiscus has been a flagship restaurant in our community for a very long time. Come dine with us and enjoy our excellent food, drinks and service at any one of our many locations. We are located on 12418 101 Avenue and 22113 Jamaica Avenue. Hibiscus at Elliott's on the Mile in Freeport is one of our newest locations, along with 12402 Rockaway Boulevard. In Guyana at 91 Middle Street, Georgetown. Bring your family and friends and come visit us soon.
Kai Chu Restaurant has been serving our community for over 25 years. We offer an enticing selection of West Indian traditional dishes along with a fully stocked bar. Bring your family and friends to our newly renovated dining room to celebrate your special occasion or event with us. We do catering and we also deliver. Kai Chu has 2 locations to choose from. Support our community and eat local.
If there's one place that makes hair removal a pleasant experience, it's the Sugar Bar NYC. Specializing in the art of body sugaring, utilizing a sugar gel for the most gentle, organic hair removal. Our method of hair removal is all natural. The paste is just sugar, lemon, and water. We also have specialized in acne, scarring and hyperpigmentation treatments. We provide sugaring services, waxing services, and laser hair removal services. We also provide body contouring services, Botox and fillers.
Flamingo Restaurant and Mantra Lounge. We are NYC's premier Caribbean restaurant and lounge, specializing in authentic West Indian, Chinese, and Caribbean cuisine. Open every day for lunch and late nights. For delivery, find us on Uber Eats, Grubhub, Seamless, and DoorDash. Visit our rooftop lounge upstairs on the weekends for a fun-filled night. We cater and take bookings for private events. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Flamingo Mantra. Our address is 120-06 Rockaway Boulevard, telephone 7188351000.
Welcome back to Get Real with Shameeza. For anyone who just joined us, we just spoke to the owner of Sybil's Bakery, and it was an amazing interview. It's one of the interviews that I wanted to have happen since I started Get Real with Shameeza 2.5 years ago. It finally happened. It's also a great way to think about it is never give up, be persistent, keep hoping, and keep following your dreams, and one day it will happen. I didn't give up, and tonight I had that opportunity to speak to him, and I have to tell you, it feels amazing to be able to speak to him and to just have him here. He's such an amazing human being, and it's the reason he has some of the best food at Sybil's is because he is such an amazing human being, and we can all tell that Sybil, she did some amazing work. Her kids are all very, very good human beings. So thank you, Viburt, for being here this evening. And I look forward to having you again on Get Real with Shameeza. Our platform is always open for you and your family. All right. So tonight we were supposed to have Mystic, and unfortunately, he's not here. And you guys have me for the next 15-20 minutes. So ask away any questions. Let's discuss the holidays. Let's discuss, what's making you motivated right now for the holidays? Like, what are you looking forward to? For me, I am looking forward to, the amazing food that we're going to be making: pepper pot, ginger beer, black cake from Mandy. Uh, so many things, but you guys ask me any questions that you like to ask, because I have a few minutes to be with you guys. I do want to tell you guys a story that happened earlier today. So I had this post that I put out there and said, anyone who needs help, to please reach out to me. And it touched many people. And I started to receive emails and messages on Messenger. I couldn't see a lot of the messages because it was going into my spam and other places. And it just happened that I clicked on one message and I saw like 20 different messages. And all the messages had messages of simple things. People were thanking me, people were, but we had some messages from people who truly needs help. So I went through the messages and see what needed urgency. And there is one message that stood out to me. And that message was from a young lady who said she's not sure if she's able to give her kids food tonight. And that right there, I didn't need to see anything else. So I looked in. Of course, with everything that we do at Safari, we have to make sure that we're doing our research. We're helping the right people, right? And did my little bit of research, and I found out that she wasn't asking for anything that was not valid. She was asking for Pampers and food for her kids and milk and that type of stuff. And I asked where she lives, and she says Guyana. And I'm like, okay, how do I do this? So I was able to figure out everything what she needed and her number and all that stuff. And I was able to reach out to my son who lives in Guyana, as most of you know. And I said to him, we need to help this young lady and her kids. And I can tell you, he just sprung into action. He called a number and he went, he saw her, saw the kids, and he made sure at the end of the day that she had a warm dinner for the kids. She had Pampers, she had milk, and she had everything that she needed for her family. And that's all she wanted. So that just makes me happy that we were able to help one family. Now I have several other messages, and I'm looking forward to just reading the messages and just finding ways that we can help, because it's the holidays, guys. We're going to enjoy warm meals. And today I came into my house, I was out and I was cold, and I didn't want to be out there. And I got into my house, and as I stepped in, I realized that it was so warm and I felt good. And it hit me that there are many people right now that has nothing to eat. They don't have a warm place to go to. And here I am, right, walking into a warm house. Right now, there are people out there in this cold that we can't stand for more than 5 minutes. There are people actually out there that has to live in it. So we have to be grateful. And if there's any way we can give back, we have to find a way to do that. It wouldn't take anything. There is no person that went poor or got poor because they helped someone. So all I'm asking you, fine, there are people out there that needs help. Just fine. If you help one person, it will just make you feel like a good person. And sometimes we need that. It just fulfills you in ways that, simple things like buying that unnecessary thing that you think you really need, it does not fulfill you. Helping another human being, it brings fulfillment. So that's my little story, and I hope I can inspire you guys and just make you share another story that you helped someone. But tomorrow, the journey, actually, tonight after I'm done here, the journey continues. We have messages from families who need simple things like uniforms for their kids and sneakers. We have messages from family who just need simple things for their kids, toys, right? On warm coats. That's all they're asking for. And we're going to make sure that, on Sunday, we get the coats, we get groceries, we get toys, and whatever else we can, we'll make sure that these families get help. Rondell, good evening to you. Yes, I have been to Regent Street, and it's an establishment that is beautiful, and I enjoy my stay whenever I'm there because you always make your customers feel warm and special. So thank you. Shanta, thank you, Shanta. So guys, you tell me, we're planning one day before Christmas where our team will go out with and we need your help on this as well. We need areas to serve soup and sandwiches to the homeless. Our focus is the homeless, especially in this cold weather. They need things like blankets and socks. We're planning to do a day where we just go out there and find these people and serve. Right? I know if you guys were watching earlier, Viburt spoke a lot about serving, right? And he spoke about community. And we can all make a difference, right? There are people out there that are very, very cold right now. And sometimes it's, a little bit of soup that can make them feel better, right? And we can do that. So our team, Safari, is planning to serve warm soup and sandwiches. We don't have the date yet. We're still in planning stages, but it will be the week of Christmas. And we will also be providing blankets and socks. If you know of someone or you know of a family that needs that, or an area that we should go to that has homeless people, and you feel it will be the right area for us to visit and serve these things, please let us know. We need your feedback. We need you to help us out with that. All right. All right, let's move on. What else do we have, guys? Christmas, right? It's the holidays. You guys have New Year's plans for that, Christmas. I'm still trying to figure out the color of the tree. That's a big thing for my daughter, so I'll let her deal with that. What are you guys planning? Like, who already soaked all the fruits, had it all blended? Do you soak it like a few days before? How do you do yours? Like, I don't do the black cake. I leave that up to the specialists like Amanda and Priya. I just buy it from them. I do my ginger beer. That's done a few days before Christmas. And I do fruit cake and I do sponge cake. Those are like my specialties. And if you guys remember a few weeks ago, I said I don't do a lot, but the few things that I do, I try to perfect it somehow. So I have my few things that I do, and it's perfected somewhat. Well, the people that I know and, that are dear to me, they enjoy those things that I serve. So that's my little story. Mona Lisa, what do you look forward to other than pepper pot? Is there something that you look forward to during the holidays? And I need to know so that I can make sure that if I don't know how to make it, I'll try to make it for you. How about Rondell? Rondell, what do you look forward to during the holidays? All right, guys. So send your feedback. Let me know what you're looking forward to. Send us ideas about what areas you think we should be visiting to share blankets and socks to the homeless. Just let us know and we will make plans, and give us enough time as well, because we have to arrange with our team. So let us know. Oh, Sophia says her mom's pepper pot. Okay. Sophia, what is it about your mom's pepper pot that you like? Good evening to you, Simone. Lee says that she soaks her fruit a year ahead, like my mom, to make a black cake and fruit cake. Wow, a year ahead. That must be like really fermented and it must be like absorbed. Now, do you soak it with? I was just watching a show and I know that the lady was soaking some of her fruits with a malta, which she said that is for her people who don't use alcohol. And then she was soaking the rest of it like in wine. So tell me, what is it that you soak yours with? How, and I know Mandy, she soaks her as well ahead of time. So you guys all do it differently, but I want to know what are some of the ways that you do it. All right. All right. So cherry wine. I don't think I've cherry wine. Is that something from Guyana, Lee? And where do you get it over here? Wine and rum. Okay, Arsha. Wine and rum. Yeah. That's like it's typical, right? Wine and rum. What kind of rum do you use? Cherry wine, rum, lots of rum. Does anybody cater for the people who don't use alcohol? Rakesh says, I soak my fruit ahead with rum, El Dorado rum. Well, we know that rum came from Guyana, right? Rakesh, good evening to you, Rakesh. Rakesh will be seen, guys, on our upcoming show right here on Get Real with Shameeza. He will be featured on our December show. Now, let's talk a little bit about our December show. So, December 6th, which is next week, we will have a lineup of authors on the show. Dan Paul Narine, quite a few. We have 3 different authors. I believe we have Ashe scheduled as well on that show. So it will be a packed show next week. We also have coming up what women want during the holiday, what women want. And that will be an interesting show. It will feature quite a few business owners in our community. And they're all unique and they all have something interesting to offer. That show will feature Amanda Khan from Mandy K Creations. We will have Saudia from Sugar Bar NYC. She's going to tell you guys different ways that you can get your body and your hair and all different parts of your body ready for the holidays, men and women. We will also have, I can't remember her name, I think it's Leona. She will be here to tell us about she has like a cart, and the cart can be customized to your liking. So if you want it to be like you have an event and you want it to be a fruit bar, it could be a cigar bar, it could be a bar that serves ice cream. It is an amazing idea that she came up with, and I just love it, and I can't wait for you guys to hear about it. And I know we have one other business owner for the female category. I just can't remember it. We also have men's what men want for the holidays and the way they do their shopping. We featured this 2 years ago and you guys loved it. We will have Riyad Khan will come back to tell us what he currently does for his staff and how he does his shopping. We will have Rakesh will be on that show, and we have a few others. We will end the season on December 29th, and that show will feature a bunch of musicians, artists, and it will be a sensation. It's a great way to end the season. It will be a musical, and I can't wait for you guys to just see who will be on that show. That one is a little bit of a surprise. We are still finalizing guests for that one, but it's going to be something that you're going to enjoy. So tell us what you're looking forward to the most. and who you're looking forward to seeing. I will do a post in the next few days that will feature most of the people that we have, because you have to remember too, our show has been booked. Get Real with Shameeza has been booked, fully booked, probably for the last month or so. We have tried to make space for some people, and we do that because we want to give everyone an opportunity. If you have an urgent thing that you want to talk about, or a product, we want to make sure that you get an opportunity to speak about it. So even if that person is on for a few minutes, you still get an opportunity to showcase your business or your product. So I try my best to make sure that happens, guys. So there are times when I might not have someone feature, and then we bring them on the show, and that's because I want to make sure I give everyone an opportunity. All right, if you guys have ideas of guests that should be on the show, we are planning for our next season already. So if you have anyone or any ideas of shows that you like to see featured here on Get Real with Shameeza, please send us a message, and we will try our best to make sure that we're taking your feedback seriously and getting you what you need. All right. Maria says the best black cake in the world. Amanda can. I ate all of it by myself. Um, Maria, I'm sure you're not the only one who ate all of it by yourself. I think most people, that's what they do. I mean, I have a little 8-year-old who enjoys Mandy black cake. We're not going to tell him that it has alcohol yet. We'll just make sure that he has a little piece of it. All right. Roger Singh says, big shout out to Big Well Halal. Yes. Another member of our community. I know the owner of Big Well Halal. He is an amazing human being. He gives back a lot to our community. And it's time for us to recognize these people and make sure that they know that we appreciate them, because they give selflessly. They don't give with any intention of, getting anything back. They give because that's what they feel they want to do. And we have the least that we can do as members of the community is just show appreciation. So you're absolutely right, Roger. Big Well Halal, they definitely give back a lot to the community, and we're grateful. We appreciate them. Rahana says Mandy Black Cake is the best. Again, we love Mandy Black Cake, and if you haven't tried it yet, which I'm thinking most of the people who are here tonight has tried it. If you have not tried it yet, guys, get your order in. She has a cutoff date for Christmas, so get your cake in. Sandra says giving without accolades is the only way to give, and you're absolutely right about that. These people give back to our community selflessly. They don't expect anything, and we appreciate them. Sandra says that we know what men want. Do we really know what men want? I don't know if we know. We'll have the guys here, and you'll be amazed. Last time we had the guys tell us what they want, I was amazed to find out some of the things that guys that make them happy. I'm like, really? That? So join us. That show will be December 20th. And the women's version of that will be December 13th. And then our final on the 29th. All right, guys. With that said, I will now leave you guys here for tonight. If there's anything that you take away from tonight, I want you to take away our guest, his humility, his kindness, the way he speaks, the pride in his voice when he speaks of serving his community. Those are all things that we should aspire to be. All right. And tonight, I also want to say that many people say that social media is dangerous and it's all of these bad things. But if you use social media in a way that brings positivity, you can truly make a difference. And today, I use social media in a positive way to make a woman and her kids go to bed and not have to worry about anything. And that makes me feel good. I hope that you can do the same thing with your social media. With that said, until next time, be kind, be real, and never ever change for anyone. Good night. I love you guys. Bye-bye.